Summary of Life is Strange, Steph's story written by Rosiee Thor. Chapter 1. Steph stood before the plain wooden door of her childhood bedroom, a hesitant pause in her steps. The room beyond the door was meant to be her sanctuary, her haven after years of college life and couch surfing. But as she gazed at the unassuming entrance, doubts crept in, and she found herself pondering a last-minute change of plans. Leah's studio, just down the hall, seemed like a more inviting prospect. Fingers jittery with indecision, Steph tapped out a text to Jordy, a reliable friend whose presence always brought a comforting sense of familiarity. Autocorrect smoothed the rough edges of her shaky typing. Jordy's almost immediate response reassured her, injecting a dose of humor into the situation. The prospect of creating a nest amid the yarn in Leah's studio suddenly seemed appealing. Right? Cozy. Jordy's enthusiasm in text form mirrored the energy Steph needed at that moment. Yet, as the conversation unfolded, it became apparent that Steph's reluctance wasn't merely about her living arrangements. The question about being back at her father's house prompted a visceral reaction, a clenching of her chest and a tightening of her throat. "Dad's cleared a room for me in his new house," Steph confided to Jordy. "It's not really new. He's lived here since we moved to Seattle 5 years ago." The unspoken weight of those years lingered in her words. College dorms and couch surfing had offered her a semblance of freedom, a temporary escape from the familial ties that now threatened to pull her back into the fold. As she stood before the plain wooden door, her mind flickered through the memories that once adorned her childhood bedroom. Posters of Kristen Stewart and Avril Lavigne had adorned the walls, reflecting the teenage dreams and crushes that once filled her world. Yet, those posters had vanished, replaced by the sterile promise of a plain wooden door and an uncertain future. With a deep breath, Steph turned the knob, allowing the door to swing open. Her father's efforts to make the room feel welcoming were evident. A plaid duvet covered the bed in her favorite colors, blue and yellow. An IKEA dresser and shelf stood proudly assembled, a testament to his dedication. Yet, despite the thoughtful touches, the room felt foreign, a space she hadn't truly inhabited in years. "You got everything, Steph?" her father's voice echoed from downstairs. It was a voice she knew well, yet one that felt strangely distant. They had lived in the same city for years, but the physical proximity didn't necessarily translate into a deeper connection. Their relationship had thrived in the realm of emails, a format that allowed for a certain level of detachment. "Yep, I'm all set," Steph called down, her response breaking the silence that had settled in the room. She glanced at her belongings, a trusty purple suitcase and a backpack, a meager showing for someone who had just earned a diploma. A knot, the size of a small country, nestled under her shoulder blade, a physical manifestation of the uncertainties that loomed ahead. The first items Steph chose to unpack were not clothes or essentials, but tokens of her passion, a sketchbook with a tattered cover and a plastic bag filled with colored pencils. The remnants of her artistic pursuits, of a time when creativity flowed freely and the world seemed full of possibilities. Her favorite color, unmellow yellow, lay near the end of its life, prompting a mental note to scrounge up replacements for the next issue of her zine. The bare walls of her new room echoed with a sanitized emptiness that triggered a wave of nostalgia for her college days. DigiPen, with its walls adorned by posters, concert tickets, and concept art, felt like a distant memory. The chaotic charm of her dorm room, where every inch of wall space was claimed, contrasted sharply with the sterile canvas before her. Jordy's text chimed in, interrupting her thoughts. His playful banter about the size of the room hinted at a deeper truth. "No, like too huge," Steph replied, a groan escaping her. It was a strange complaint, having too much space, but it reflected the overwhelming nature of the transition she was undergoing. "OMG girl, buy some with your adult money," Jordy's response came swiftly, injecting a touch of humor into the conversation. Adult money, a phrase that carried both a sense of liberation and the weight of responsibilities. Even if Steph had the cash to burn, the question lingered, what did she want to display in this vast, unfamiliar space? "LOL, what adult money?" Steph retorted, acknowledging the reality of her financial situation. The juxtaposition of adulthood and the lack of financial resources resonated in her words. The uncertainty of identity, coupled with the looming challenge of self-discovery, created a poignant backdrop to Steph's internal monologue. The conversation with Geordie meandered, touching upon the vastness of the room, the struggle to find a purpose for the space, and the ironic complaint of having too much room. Steph's thoughts danced around the void that needed filling, not just in terms of physical space, but in the broader canvas of her life. Her gaze snagged on loose papers on the dresser, a brochure for a coding boot camp and a flyer for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. The prospect of a tech job felt uninspiring, and the idea of returning to Oregon held little appeal. Steph's rejection of these options hinted at a desire for something more, something that resonated with her true self. A new email from her father introduced a different possibility, an IT position at his workplace. The offer came with good intentions, a paternal gesture aimed at securing a stable future for his daughter. However, Steph's reluctance to embrace this path was palpable. The idea of her father securing a job for her, especially one she didn't desire, clashed with her vision of independence and self-determination. "Thanks, Dad." Steph's response to her father's email masked her true feelings. The unsaid words lingered beneath the surface, a resistance to a path that felt imposed rather than chosen. The conflict between familial expectations and personal aspirations simmered in the unspoken communication between father and daughter. The unfolding narrative delved into the core of Steph's identity, weaving a complex tapestry of emotions, aspirations, and the challenges of transitioning into adulthood. The juxtaposition of her passion for art, her reluctance to conform to societal expectations, and the pursuit of self-discovery formed the underlying themes of her journey. The story transitioned seamlessly into the mundane yet comforting routine of Steph's job at the board game cafe, Save Point. The commute from her father's house to the cafe became a metaphorical bridge between the familiar past and the uncertain future. The cafe, with its quirky customers and vibrant atmosphere, provided a temporary escape from Steph's internal struggles. Geordie's plea for assistance, covering a colleague's shift, introduced a new layer to Steph's day. The camaraderie between them, evident in their banter and shared responsibilities, hinted at the stability that friendship brought to Steph's tumultuous life. The cafe, with its Final Fantasy victory music and the daily grind, became a microcosm of Steph's journey, a blend of routine and unpredictability. Steph's encounter with Izzy, a mysterious and confident girl promoting her band's gig, marked a significant shift in the narrative. Izzy's presence disrupted Steph's routine, introducing an element of unpredictability that mirrored Steph's internal turmoil. The exchange between Steph and Izzy unfolded with a mix of humor, curiosity, and the subtle undercurrent of mutual attraction. The cafe, once a sanctuary from Steph's personal conflicts, became the stage for a new chapter in her life. Izzy's entrance, marked by a stack of flyers and a nonchalant demeanor, injected a sense of spontaneity into Steph's world. The conversation about music preferences, the cafe's playlist, and the subtle flirtation hinted at the potential for a connection beyond the ordinary. Geordie's return, filled with excitement at Izzy's presence, added a layer of complexity to the narrative. The dynamic between Geordie and Izzy hinted at a shared history, leaving Steph on the periphery of their interaction. The sense of exclusion, coupled with her growing interest in Izzy, added a layer of emotional depth to Steph's character. Chapter 2. In the mystical realm of Windmire, I, the user, don multiple hats, the king of the castle, the nefarious advisor, a barmaid harboring a dark secret, a desperate shopkeeper looking to unload a cursed dagger, and an ice-blue dragon surveying it all from atop a mountain. Behind the Game Master screen, I orchestrated Dungeons and Dragons adventure for a group of friends, blending the fantastical with the personal in a seamless dance of imagination. The tale begins with a critical moment. Geordie, one of the players, rolls a natural 20 in a face-off against a beholder. The excitement in the air is palpable, and the narrative unfolds with the vivid descriptions of the epic battle. The clickety-clack of the dice resonates like a magical symphony, creating an immersive experience for the players. The beholder, facing inevitable defeat, succumbs to the player's strategies, eliciting triumphant cheers. Amidst the victory celebration, the narrative takes a turn towards the personal as the player characters interact in the game cafe. The camaraderie among the friends is evident, And the banter between characters reflects the real-world dynamics of the players. The characters, extensions of the players themselves, engage in playful banter and revel in the thrill of their shared victory. However, the focus shifts when Izzy, a mysterious and intriguing character, enters the narrative. Jordy, ever the mischievous player, attempts to play matchmaker by suggesting a romantic connection between me and Izzy. The unexpected twist adds complexity to the storyline, introducing a romantic tension that mirrors real-life intricacies. As the narrative unfolds, Izzy's character becomes more enigmatic. Jordy, in his attempt to spice up the story, nudges me and Izzy towards a conversation about our respective identities within the realm of lesbianism. The exchange is light-hearted, yet it unveils a layer of vulnerability and self-discovery. The gaming adventure continues, seamlessly integrating the personal dynamics within the fantastical setting. Pixie, a vibrant friend with a passion for both Dungeons and Dragons and music, joins the game night. Her character becomes an integral part of the ongoing quest, infusing the narrative with energy and creativity. The story takes an emotional turn as Osana, a character played by Steven, falls in battle. Pixie, embodying her dual role as a drummer and a healer in the game, skillfully revives Osana. The integration of music into the game showcases the diverse talents within the group and adds a unique dimension to the storytelling. In the midst of the gameplay, the narrative subtly reflects on the joy derived from shared experiences. The Final Fantasy victory theme resonates symbolically, highlighting the triumph of friendship and collective storytelling. The players, both in the game and in the real world, experience a sense of camaraderie that transcends the boundaries of the gaming table. As the game progresses, the story introduces a new character, Mauser, played by Pixie. The character seamlessly integrates into the ongoing quest, showcasing the fluidity and creativity inherent in Dungeons and Dragons. The narrative weaves a tapestry of both epic battles and personal connections, blurring the lines between the magical realm of Windmire and the real-world dynamics of friendship. A pivotal moment occurs as Pixie arrives late, apologizing for the delay due to band practice. The anticipation for Izzy's arrival is palpable, and when Pixie enters instead, there's a subtle undercurrent of disappointment. The narrative takes a poignant turn as Steph, the real-world persona, reflects on the monotony of post-college life and the yearning for adventure beyond familiar routines. The blend of fantasy and reality becomes more pronounced as the characters discuss attending Izzy's gig. Steph contemplates breaking free from the perceived constraints of her routine, seeking excitement beyond the familiar rituals of game nights and dinners. Jordy's unwavering support and agreement to accompany Steph further underscore the significance of friendships and shared adventures. As the group settles back into the game, the narrative elegantly transitions back to the fantastical realm of Windmire. The characters embark on a quest to find a new instrument for Osana, Steven's character. The description of the fabled mountain with a six-stringed instrument creating thunderous notes adds an element of wonder to the ongoing adventure. The storytelling continues with the characters approaching the trailhead, the echoes of an electric guitar signaling the potential discovery of a new instrument. The seamless integration of personal narratives and fantastical quests creates a rich tapestry of storytelling. The characters' personal quests mirror the real-world aspirations and desires of the players, forging a connection between the two realms. The narrative takes a reflective turn as Steph, behind the game master screen, contemplates the lack of control in real-life circumstances. The metaphor of a bad roll on the dice serves as a poignant reminder of life's unpredictability. The storytelling, while a source of joy and escape, cannot fully alleviate the complexities of the real world. Despite the uncertainties, the story concludes with Steph deciding to attend Izzy's gig, embracing the potential for a new adventure. The blend of fantasy and reality serves as a backdrop for personal growth and the exploration of connections beyond the gaming table. The characters, both in the game and in real life, evolve and navigate the intricacies of friendship, romance, and the quest for excitement. In crafting this intricate narrative, the user skillfully navigates the delicate balance between fantasy and reality, showcasing the depth of Dungeons and Dragons as a medium for both escapism and self-discovery. The characters, brought to life through vibrant descriptions and nuanced interactions, resonate with the reader on a personal level. The story transcends the confines of the gaming table, offering a glimpse into the interconnectedness of friendship, shared experiences, and the ever-present yearning for new adventures.